Hi friends, this is Pavadi from OPRA Capstake. Welcome to my channel. I need your support, so please subscribe, share and like my videos. Also, you can mention your valuable comments in the comment box. Today I am uploading here how we want to fill the APRO 60 form, and I am from India, so whatever the requirements as per that I mentioned here. If you are from Australia, some areas are different or other nationality, so please careful about that also. Means your details, as per your details you want to careful about filling this form, okay? And the other thing, I don't have any prospector, so I am just applying for the APRO registration, so that sections only I am filling here. If you have any prospector details you want to fill it, that one also, okay? Coming section we can say that one. Okay, we can start the video. In the first slide I mentioned the documents whatever we need for the APRO registration. The common documents whatever needed, that's only I mentioned here, and whatever I submitted, that only I included here, okay? So the first page they are mentioned like after the introduction portion only, so we don't want to fill it nothing on there in the first page, okay? They are just mentioned block letters we want to fill it like that, they are mentioned, and cross we want to mention for filling this form, okay? And the next slide, the second page I mentioned here, part A, professional registration application. In the section A, the personal details, okay? The first section is personal details. What is your name and the date of birth? We want to fill it this section, okay? The first portion is title, that is Mr., Mrs., Miss, whatever your title, you can select it that one, but please careful, the cross is mentioned for that box, okay? Inside the box, okay? And the next one is family name. Family name means your surname as per your documents and as per the passport, what are the original documents, what is the original name. So that surname you want to mention in the family name section, okay? Block letters we want to use it for filling this form. And the next section is first given name. What is your first name? That's we want to mention. If you have the middle name, you can mention that one. I don't have the middle name, so that's why I left that portion, okay? And the next one is previous name non-by. If you have any name change, you can select that one, or otherwise no need, okay? And the next one is your date of birth also, you can mention that one also, okay? And the next question is what are your birth and personal details, okay? The first one is country of birth. What are your country, you can mention that one, and city or town of birth, you can mention that one. If you are from Australia, the next one you can choose it from there, okay? If any territory, you can choose it that one. Which territory yours, you can use it that one, okay? And the next one is sex, male, female, what are your sex, you can mention that one, okay? Or otherwise intersex, whatever you are, you can use it that one, okay? And the next one is language spoken fluently other than English. That is optional, but whatever you are, except the English language, whatever you know, you want to mention that one also here, okay? And the next slide is page 3. Page 3, we want to fill out some portion here. That is the first question, are you applying for registration from within Australia? If you yes, you can choose it that one. I am not from Australia, so that's why I chose it no. And then go to the next question, okay? Next question, in the documents I have only the foreign passport, so that's why I chose it that one. If you have any other documents, you can select that one also, okay? And in the next page, the page 4, in this section, the first question is, are you applying for registration from outside Australia? Yes, I am from outside Australia, so that's why I chose it yes. And the next question is, can you meet the proof of identity requirements for applicants applying for registration within Australia, okay? And the first one, passport or travel document certificate of identity, I am submitting that one, so I cross it that box. Then the next one is birth certificate also I am submitting, and driver's license, then identity card. These are only I am submitted. What are your documents you are submitting, you want to choose it that one, okay? And the next section is page 5. Page 5, in this section, the section C, contact information. What are your contact details? So you can select it, this one. Provide your current contact details. Below place, you can cross it on there. Okay. The first one is business hours, and whatever the business phone you are using, you can choose it, that one. And after hours also, whatever you can provide it, you can mention that one. And email ID. Okay. And the next one is, what is your residential address? Okay. The residential address, whatever your home address, or if you have any address also, you want to choose it, that one. Or otherwise you can mention your home address. Okay. Whatever the details, house name and place, city, then state of your or state or territory you want to mention, and the postcode and country. Okay. The next slide also continuation of the page 5. The section they mention like, will the address of your principal place of practice be the same as your residential address? For me it's same, so that's why I cross it yes. This section only we want to fill it here. Okay. The next one is, if any changes is there, you want to mention that one also. Okay. The next section, what is your mailing address? My residential address is my mailing address, so that's why I mentioned that one. If you have any address difference for that, you want to fill it, that one also here. Okay. And then the next one is page 6, that is section D, qualification and eligibility for professional registration. What are your qualification you want to mention here? Okay. The 10th question is, what are the details of your qualification and examinations or assessments? The first one is primary qualification and examination or assessments. The title of qualification, that means primary we want to mention here. For me that is Bachelor of Pharmacy, so that's why I mentioned that one. And what is the name of institution, country, and start date and completion date also we want to mention here. In the next section, in the page 7, they are asking the additional qualification, examinations or assessments. Title of qualification or examination or assessment, we want to mention the CAPS, Knowledge Assessment of Pharmaceutical Sciences. And the name of institution is Australian Pharmacy Council, country is Australia, and whatever the start date to completion date, we want to mention that one also. If any other details you have, you want to mention that details also here, or otherwise you can leave that section. Okay. On the next page, continuation of page 7, section E, registration history. What is your health practitioner registration history? I have 2 countries registration, so that's why I mentioned whatever your details, you as per that you want to fill out this area. Okay. For me 2 countries, the last one is United Arab Emirates, and the first one is India, so that's why I chose it, that one. And the registration period also you want to mention it. Okay. The next section, the page 8, section F, work history. What is your full practice history? If you are submitting that one, here nothing we don't want to fill it, only uploading the documents. Okay. And the section G is registration period. If this application is approved, when would you like your professional registration to begin? If needed, you want to fill out this section, or otherwise no need. Okay. And next page is page 8, section H, suitability statements. Do you have any criminal history in Australia? As per your details you want to choose it. I don't have nothing, so that's why I choose it no. And in the page 9, do you have any criminal history in one or more countries other than Australia? As per your details you want to choose it, this section, yes or no. Okay. If you have, you want to submit the other details also. Then the section 9, are there any countries other than Australia in which you have lived or been primarily based for 6 consecutive months or longer when aged 18 years or more? So I have 2 countries details, that's I mentioned here. What are your details, as per that you want to fill it. Okay. And the next section, the page 10, in this section I'm they are mentioning like whatever the applicant's English language competency, whatever the details we want, that's only they mention here. Here nothing we don't want to mention. Okay. So here I am choosing this one for the page 10 English language test pathway, for go to question 18, because the reason I have the details about PTE, that's I mentioned here. Okay. Where your results from the English language test obtained in one or two sittings. Whatever as per the settings details, you can mention that one. For APRA, we can combine two settings. So I combined two settings, so that's why I chose it. If you don't want, no need. You can complete the sitting one, you can mention that one only. If you have further details, if you want to combine it, you can mention like that also, no problem for that. But only two sittings they are approving, and within 6 months also. Okay, that criteria is there. Okay. So whatever the details we want to fill it, sitting 1 and sitting 2, when we attend the exam, that's one we want to mention here. And I completed the PTE, so PTE I chose it, PTE academic, and the ID number we want to mention here. Whatever you completed, you can use it, that one, that details also here. Okay. In the page 11, the next question is, where your results from the above mentioned English language tests obtained in the past 2 years. In the past 2 years you attend, you want to choose it yes. Okay. The next question is 21. Do you commit to having appropriate professional indemnity insurance arrangements in place or for all practice undertaken during the registration period? You can select it yes. Okay. In the page 12, the 22nd question is, do you have an impairment that detrimentally affects or is likely to detrimentally affect your capacity to practice the profession? If you have any impairment like that, you want to choose it yes, and you want to submit the documents also. Nothing is there, you can choose it no. And the next question, 23rd one is your registration in any profession currently suspended or cancelled in Australia or overseas? You want to submit that documents also, or otherwise no need. Okay. And have you previously had your registration cancelled, refused, or suspended in Australia? That details also you want to submit if yes, or otherwise no, you can choose it that section. Okay. And the next 25th question also same as like that, or otherwise you can choose it no. Okay. And 26th question also, are you disqualified from applying for registration? If anything like that, you want to choose the yes option and you want to submit the documents, or otherwise you can use it, you can choose the no option. Okay. 27th also same as like that. Okay. And the next page is page 13. In this section, the introduction portion of section I, obligations, consent and declaration. The next slide also continuation of page 13. Nothing we don't want to fill it on there. That is only the introduction portion, whatever. That's only they mentioned in the page 13. Okay. In the page 14, the declaration they mentioned for the APRO 60 form declaration they mentioned on there. At the end of the page 14, we have a signature of applicant portion. In this section, we want to sign it, and the name of applicant, date also we want to mention. Okay. And the page 15, are you a graduate of a board approved program of study? So I am not a graduate from this section, so that's why I chose it no and go to the next question. And have you arranged a supervised practice placement? And nothing is there, so I don't have any placement, so I chose it no. If you have any placement, you want to submit that details. Okay. The next section is part B, supervised practice approval. That means if you have any placement is there, you want to fill these sections, page 15 and page 16, page 17 also, and I think till the page 19 we want to fill it. If you have the prospector details, if you have, you want to mention here. Okay, so I leave that section because I don't have any prospector details, because of that I didn't mention. And the next page we want to fill it from the page 21. Okay, in the page 21, the part C, they asking the payment and checklist. When I'm doing this one, the payment is coming for application fee $151 and registration fee $226. Total payment I paid for this one $377. Okay, as per your registration time, whatever the payment, you can check in the site. As per that we want to fill it this section. Okay, and page 21, the last section, in the last section they are asking the credit card payment details, whatever the card number and signature of the card holder, expiry date and name on card. These details we want to fill it correctly. Okay, and the section P, that is checklist, whatever the checklist we want to submitting, whatever we want to require it, that one we can attach here. Sorry, we can select it here, whatever the documents we are attaching for this one, and that details we want to select it. Okay, so the page 22nd, completely that one, whatever the document we are attaching, that portions we want to select it. Okay, and at the end of this one, payment also, application fee and registration fee we want to choose it, that one also. Then the next one is information and definitions. For whatever the informations, the certifying documents details and curriculum vitae and English languages, change of name, what are the documents we want to submit, these things only they are mentioned in the last two pages. This much only we want to fill in the APRO 60 form. If you have the prospector details, you want to mention that one. I don't have the prospector details, so that's why I mentioned like this. Okay, today I am wind up here. Thanks for your support, and don't forget to subscribe, share and like my videos. Okay, thank you.